Hello and welcome to beautiful Boise, Idaho and the Boise State Esports Arena, where tonight your Broncos take on the University of Utah Utes in a highly anticipated Valorant match in the PEC. The Broncos took down Kansas last time and now are on the hunt to continue their perfect start in the PEC season. My name is Danner Hill, joined by Nathaniel on the desk tonight. How are we doing? And I do want to start it off. We do know our map pick right off the bat, so we do know that we're going into Abyss Game 1. We played Utah earlier this week, same map for Game 1, and we actually ended up losing that one 6-13. Running it back now tonight, what do you think the change is going to be?
Well, I feel like it's going to be a bit more competitive than it was. It was a 6-13 the way of the Utes, and I have reason to believe, just because we've played Abyss so many times in the past and so well, that I think it maybe was just a fluke, just a bad showing, a bad day earlier on Monday.
Yeah, absolutely. And everyone has their own bad days, and everyone can adjust from here on out. And I think going on to tonight, I think all of them have done plenty of VOD review and research on how they're going to approach this one tonight. And I think that they're going to be a different breed of players tonight. But we do want to take a moment to look back at last week's results here in the PEC. Utah and Nebraska kicked things off with a banger series, as for the third time this year, Nebraska needed all 3 maps in their series, but Game 3 did not go to the Cornhuskers' way after an epic 14-12 Map 2 and a 29-kill performance by Guady to force the winner take all game on Ascent. Utah got clutch performance from Superman and Koss FPS to take the series and move the Utes to 3-1. Syracuse and Baylor squared off in a series featuring 2 teams looking to build something as we wind down the fall semester, and in a battle between Stomp from Syracuse and Truth Messenger from Baylor, the Orange prevailed. Both players dropped over 60 kills, with Stomp posting a clutch 22-13 scoreline in Map 3 to grab Syracuse's first win of the year. Michigan State and Minnesota met in a Big Ten face-off as the Spartans hoped to keep face with the top of the league in a 2-0 that got a bit dicey for Michigan State on Map 2. Lemur, with his 24 kills, helped the Spartans outlast Paper Grenades near heroic comeback, winning 13-11. The win puts the Spartans at 3-1 in a tie for third. Now, Boise State and Kansas last week faced off, with the Broncos getting the chance to tie Ohio State at 4-0. And the Broncos did not miss a step in a quick 2-0 that saw 4 Broncos score at least 30 kills each. Boise State took care of Kansas as the Jayhawks fell to 2-3 in front of an electric home crowd. Now, in an attempt to educate the audience on the PEC here, an attempt to educate the audience on the PEC and their schools, we started with a quick Q&A with our players about Utah. Jacob Palmer was our man on the street to see what our players knew about the Utes.
Speaking of serendipity.
Oh, okay, that's Utah.
Yeah, and where is Utah?
Salt Lake, right?
Yep.
Salt Lake.
There you go. Yeah.
Is that Salt Lake?
Yes.
Salt Lake.
There you go. Salt Lake City. Nice.
Is it in Salt Lake?
Mm-hmm. Same.
Salt Lake City?
There you go. Same logic. How about here?
That would be Utah.
Mm-hmm. And?
They would be in... Give me a letter. Can I get a letter?
It's one of the closest states bordering Idaho. It's only that. So it's like, you should know this. But you don't, so we'll move on.
My friend's team, Utah State.
Hey, there we go. And where are they located?
Utah? Salt Lake City.
We got one! We got one!
Well, at least some of our players knew what we're talking about. And here we go. Look at our rosters tonight. We have Griffin, Peter, Wyatt, Marshall, Cosmos, and Austin here for the Valorant squad.
And of course, they are coached by Coach K, our wonderful coach here at Boise State.
Coach K is awesome.
Yeah.
But before we do get into this match, we got to talk about Doc's keys to the game in Valorant. Support the carry, chat strats every round, count cards, and take out your one. Because sometimes all you need is one kill to swing the tide of a round.
Yeah, and I would say the more important one of those is the chatting strats every round. And the person who typically does that is the initiator.
True.
And we kind of want to talk about the initiator. You want to take that
We
away?
do want to talk about an initiator. We do want to talk about Skelis here today on the desk. He has been our standout player that we've kind of been looking at here over the weeks, and I think that he is a great player to shout out. He has been top fracking pretty consistently around the board here, especially in our Division I games and our Boise State games. He's been doing really well, and especially on that initiator role.
Yeah, and something important was on one of those games he had a 91 kill assist survive trade ratio, which basically means he had impact on the round 91% of the time, which is kind of a crazy
It's
statistic.
wild. To have that much effect in a single game of Valorant or even a series is just so monumental to how these players are playing.
Yeah, it really shows. He had basically the stats saying he had one bad round, and we were saying that was an off day for Boise State as well. So that's kind of wicked.
Yeah, and now we look back at our picks in bans. Split, Haven, Pearl, and Sunset were the maps that were taken out of the pool tonight. And Abyss, Bind, and Corrode are your 3 maps to be played tonight. Corrode, if we get there, but for sure Abyss and Bind. And Abyss is what we're going to be starting off with. As we were talking about just a little bit earlier, they played Utah in the same map, same scenario earlier on Monday evening, and we ended up losing that one. So now it's kind of a redemption round for us.
Yeah, and like we were saying, you're sure that they went over the VOD and stuff, but from what we've heard, they reviewed it for 3 hours. The game lasted 40 minutes, so that's a kind of a big ratio of VOD review to that's like pretty much watching every player's perspective.
Right, every player's perspective for every plant and post-plant for the next, I don't know, 20 minutes around.
Yeah, that is, oh my.
It had to
grueling.
have been, yeah, especially. But I think that it instilled something into these players' heads about how they want to go into tonight's match and how they want to switch it up and how they can change.
Yeah, and the players, they seemed very excited from what I was hearing just right before the game started. And so we are already in draft right now, and we're drafting up a bit of a standard comp, I would say, for Abyss. The Astra, we almost always see it. That Astral Divide is just able to kind of give you a free defuse on some of the rounds because a lot of attacking side players, they like to just sit back and spray the bomb. So
yeah, for sure, that Astral Divide can really split up a map, or especially just a site in general. I like to see Skies on that Waylay. It's going to act for some quick and easy fights and contact here, especially for defense. I feel like they're going to be able to hold this down fairly well.
Yeah, something about Waylay is she's kind of sentinel-y because, especially on this map, there's these choke points that are the exact size of her saturate. If you're trying to push in against a Waylay and she just throws down saturate, your push is stalled for 4 seconds. That's the same thing that a Viper does. So it really is like interesting how she's able to both be everywhere all at once, kind of with your flying around and your waypoint, but then you can also stall objectives with just one piece of utility.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's just good for her to like get in, get out quick, and get a lot of information for the team, and to try to figure out, do we want to hit this side, do we want to rotate, or do we want to do something else?
Yeah, just kind of an all-around character. Only flaw is that you kind of use all of her utility at the start of the round, and then you're just left homeless. So
and then it's just skills from there on out.
Yeah, if you don't get that initial pick, it really is just you got to work your way back with your talent.
Yeah, seriously.
Nothing short of that on the Boise State roster.
No, not at all. This whole roster is just skills galore, and especially with their util with them, it's just going to be even better of a showcase.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot to pick from. Like we said, there was 12 players that showed up to tryouts a while, like way back when the season started, and yeah, there's just so many good players that Coach K has at her disposal, pretty much. So
yeah, she's done a great job.
Very nice job.
Yes, we are just now waiting to get into this Abyss map. Curious to see how Utah is going to approach this first half, especially this first pistol round. Curious to see how this is going to be played out.
Yeah, something we were seeing about Utah, it was the premier statistics, which aren't the best, but they had a 75% defense win rate. which means they're very good at defense. And we took defense from them. It was our choice as the away team. So it's something to keep in mind that this is kind of a disadvantage for the Utes.
Yeah.
And it might be contributing to my reasoning on why, it's going to be more competitive tonight.
Absolutely. I feel like if the Utes have a more defensive side, then we can more so get early rounds in this first half, try to get them down to a deficit, and then all you have to do is just be that better team on offense, make sure that their quote unquote better defense can be ill-advised and like just not effective.
And especially with the composition they chose. They chose double sentinel, which leans itself towards defense just innately because all of that defender utility. And we are going to go into our first round with Boise State opting for a lot of firearms here.
That is going to be a lot of firearms. Here we go. We're seeing early contact and a little bit of a split push here. You see 2 mid, 2 towards A. They're trying to play it out and see where they can get some contact information.
Skies has already gotten a pick mid.
That's good.
And not even having to use any of that utility that we were talking about earlier because he has the Sheriff high-low from Daimyo and Skelesis warding off the Utes from A site.
This guy's kind of put into a pickle here. See that towards mid. You see 3 push, and they're seeing some picks come out. Trades, and Aston's going to be able to get the pick onto that. Forces those players from A have to rotate very quickly because they know what's going to happen. Master and Kaz have to hold down this B side, but they need to look behind them as well.
And now the Utes are able to walk on the site. Master in a bit of a flank situation. It's hard for the Utes to choose exactly where they want to play. And they're trying to hold this crossfire as Boise State creeps in.
There's a pick. Oh, but Aston with a 3K now on the board. On stage, he's just lurking in that smoke right now. It's going to go down, and it's going to go towards Master with the trade. But Aston with a 4K is going to be able to secure Utah the first round and pistol.
Yeah, so Boise State in buying all of those Sheriffs and Ghosts, the idea was let's just play the long angles of Abyss and kill the Utes because they can't shoot us back. They have classics. But it was working for a little bit, and then they were able to just walk up and get that space, and that mid push really threw it off. And it's hard to retake when you don't have your utility.
Yeah, and we're also seeing 2 more Sheriffs come out of the second round pistol, and also a Vandal inside of Aston. Some quick.
Oh, that is a fast kill. Master's already in, teleported.
He was going. They're just going. They know it's a pistol round, so might as well get as many picks as possible. That's just going to leave Kaz in a 1v3 situation. Not quite the most ideal situation, but then again, it is a classic round where you are destined to lose. You're kind of saving for that raffle round in third.
Yeah, something to note is that Aston is 1 kill away from his ultimate, so the Utes are going to try to give the kill to him. But it looks like Superman just needed to take the shot as he was getting very low.
That is going to be the case. But Utah with 1 point left in his ult. He can grab an orb off the start here and potentially
take away the advantage, I would say.
Yeah, that advantage that Boise State's going to have with rifles, he could take it away in a split instance with that Steel Garden. That could be very dangerous for the side of Boise State. They don't want to go down 0-3 here on Abyss.
No, because once you're 0-3, it's a slippery slope to 0-4 as you're not able to afford rifles the next round. Boise State pushing mid, trying to just disrupt the Utes' play because they know that playing on site is bad against that Steel Garden. Early fight breaking out, and Skies is able to just teleport away to safety back to his team.
And there's that Steel Garden. But everyone's able to avoid it. Nobody stacked A, so they're able to all save their guns. And now it's just post-plant, getting that retake. Pick already on off of Utah, so now it's a 5v4 situation. Skies might be in a dangerous situation here. Flashes go out.
Skies. Trade goes the way of Aston. Skelesis
there it is. Oh, that's left is 1. There it is. Cause with the 3K on that one. Guardian kill, some trade outs, and Boise State are going to be able to get this round. The one that they were supposed to get, and that Steel Garden that almost seemed to pose a threat, they were able to counter really effectively.
Yeah, I mean, just play off site, give them the site, and then come back when we have our rifles. It seemed like the obvious play, and I'm surprised the Utes didn't maybe do some more scouting around on the site and then pop that Steel Garden once they realized the site was open. Because if they had that in the post plan, it could have been a totally different story.
Absolutely. But you pop it so early before the spike gets planted.
Yeah, guaranteeing the site.
I think another thing that helped them in that last round was that quick push, 3 players down main or down middle. Now it's going to be a different story. They're kind of playing that split positioning like Utah did in the first round. See how that can affect them this time.
Take flight.
And Utah's down a player, so the Broncos really just have to play safe. And Daimyo finding a nice headshot. Noting that the Utes were also trying to rotate towards B site. Another nice headshot. Just pixel peeking. Daimyo, you do not want to fight him on that mid angle, and Skies
Gotta watch out.
getting a little ambitious, but Kaz is there to trade him.
But you also have 3 players coming through this flank, and there's Skelesis dropping Cause on the side of Utah, and that is going to secure Boise State the second round and the equalizer.
And now Boise State has the economic advantage and the ultimate advantage right here. But notably, the Utes are going to have a lot of ults coming up in the next round. That's something that you're going to have to look out for. The Broncos want to win this round without using any of their other ultimates because they're going to need them.
Yeah, if they can save that spatial divide from Astra, that could be very useful in later rounds. But I also saw that for the side of Utah, there were 2 players, notably Sova and Jet. They were 1 ult point off of their ults.
Yeah, and those are strong ults that can kind of just turn the tide of a round. Daimyo setting up a bit of a trap play here with Skies. They're not taking the bait.
Portal closed.
Skies just spraying that smoke, looking for any poke damage, and Master about to find a fight. Noting Cause on the side of Utah, but the fight is yet to break out. And it seems like the Utes are going to rotate towards A as they've taken control of Vent. Daimyo throwing out the paranoia, trying to stop the push. And it's Skies who gets double swung in mid, opening up the map for the Utes.
Utah kind of slowing down their playstyle here. They're really wasting a lot of time to try to get this plant off and decide what site they want to do. And right now, Boise State, they have that 2-2 split here on B and A. Trying to figure out where they're going to go. And it looks towards A as they're going to start probably dumping util here. There's the flash, and there's this recon dart. They're going to be trying to get as much information as possible as they try to enter the site.
Out comes the Owl Drone, noting 4. And on stage with a bit of an ambitious teleport. Daimyo finding 2.
Skelis is spraying for a second. He doesn't look back. Oh, Superman's going to be able to get a pick off of that one. 2v2 situation here. Plant going down. Cause is going to swing the corner and get the pick onto Superman. All that's left is 1. Cause on the other side of the round.
Last player standing.
Tags go down, about half health, and Master is going to be able to secure that and a round win for Boise State.
There, Cause could have just popped the Astral Divide, securing the round, but he chose not to, knowing that this next round, Utah is going to have so many ultimates to work with.
Look at all that.
Scanning ahead.
Tour de Force being super deadly. I wouldn't be surprised if they go mid with that one.
Yeah, lock down all of mid. It's going to be a bit harder for the Broncos to rotate, so with that mid lockdown, so perhaps the Utes are going to go for a bit of a fake this round.
They might, but we do have that Into the Shadows also online from Daimyo.
And an operator of our own to maybe challenge.
Ooh, are we going to see an op fight mid?
No,
Or we're going to see a really heavy push out of Utah into mid.
Don't miss me too much.
Skies is ready for it. Noting Superman crossing.
Ooh. Forces a shot off on the Sova drone. Gotta watch Superman here. He has those knives. They could be really deadly. Not Daimyo. He sees. Now he's just waiting.
Superman's just prowling around looking. Entering vent.
There's
With
an-
Skelesis with a nice headshot shutting him down. And now the Utes have an isolated Omen. If he gets spotted, it kind of spells disaster for them.
It does, and it takes another ult that could be useful, because if he's stuck, he could rotate to B site with his teammates if they manage to secure site, but right now they're getting held back once again with about 40 seconds left in the round. They need to start making a push right here, but Skies with an op pick onto Kaz. That is going to secure that one in just like that. That's going to be spiked down, actually. Kaz with another kill.
Enemy remaining.
Master finding on stage, and now it's all down to Aston. Has to swing into an op and retrieve the spike. It might just be a save for him.
It might, but they're getting really aggressive with that one.
Daimyo teleporting up, playing with his mind, and landing that headshot.
I think that 3-hour VOD review really is kicking in.
Yeah, and it looks like the Utes are going to use their 1-minute VOD review provided by the PEC with a nice timeout call here. It's always important to hit those timeouts early because, you know, you have to have something to talk about, you know?
Absolutely. Like, you get those first 2 rounds, you start to build momentum, you start to get some economy going, but then you lose round 3, it starts to get closer, and then Boise State just run away with it. Now they're 4-2, and you got to think to yourself, what can we change?
Yeah, and what can they change? They've been trying to switch up the tempo. We've been seeing them fast push mid, fast push A, but maybe a slow push?
Maybe, because I think what they're doing, they're fast pushing either a site or mid, but they're still waiting a long time to try to commit to a site. They're still trying to play out where these Boise State players are and how they're going to react to them in these positions.
Yeah, something that they were doing is they took that mid space fast, and then the plan was fake B, go A, but they forgot that you kind of have to do that quickly. The whole point of taking mid is that you now slow down Boise State's rotate. But if you take forever, if you take, you know, the same time that it takes for Boise State to rotate, then all of a sudden your advantage kind of is nullified.
Yeah, because then Boise State's thinking, oh, they're not rushing to a site. We don't have to rotate as quick, and we can kind of hunker down where we are and play this out. And now we're going to see that tour de force come out. It is going to be played and towards mid at that. Let's get another quick push through mid and breakable. Going to get one pick. Skelesis with a 2! That is the player that we tried to note earlier, and that is what that's what we wanted to look for.
Yeah, just absolutely nice. He's walking up, creeping up on that tour de force, and he finds a third. Skelesis now on for the ace with the bomb on his side. And he is just prowling, looking for that 5-piece.
Time to jump.
He knows that these players play really split, and he knows that they could be anywhere on this map. He's checking every angle. You see him checking towards B. Might go for the flank through spawn.
And on stage is about to swing into that op.
Oh, doesn't quite get
narrowly misses.
What, the
Skies
re-swing?
re-swings.
Oh no!
Missing again.
There it is. Denies the op, or just denies the ace out of Skelesis, but regardless, a beautiful 3K to secure round 7. Walking into this latter half.
And that 3K gives him the Hunter's Fury.
It does. I'm curious to see how that'll be used with how Utah has been playing. I feel like with them in their minds, they're going to be thinking they might play split again, couple through mid, couple through A, couple through B, just kind of deciding where they want to go. But right now, Utah, they want to switch things up. They want to go heavy B.
Yeah, I think the Hunter's Fury is threatening that, because when you have Hunter's Fury and Astral Divide, if the time gets low, it's very difficult for Utah to play the round out. Dashing in as Superman, but the convergent pass comes out.
There's a pick. Looking for 2. He's going to get it. Op goes down. Well, plenty of picks left and right. It is now down to a 2v2 situation, but they are on the rotate, so they have to watch out.
Skelesis getting marked by the trademark. Popping the Hunter's Fury, trying to deny that plant, and it's successful. The Utes are now going to have to wait another 12 seconds. That's 12 seconds where Daimyo kind of could have gone anywhere.
Could have. We also saw Kaz. He did get picked off and got chip damage from that Hunter's Fury. So that could spell some danger for him later on. Now it's up to the post line of Boise State. They know one is down main.
And it's just finding where that chamber is.
Found them a little
Skelesis
too
has
soon.
all the information. It's just a matter of if he can execute the 1 versus 2 here.
Might
Creeping
get a
around
flag
on
that one.
Kaz, but
Oh,
he
just
doesn't
right as
find
he
the
turned the corner.
timing.
That's just such an unfortunate situation. You're getting pinched from main and that backside. You don't know who's going to be peeking first, and that dart doesn't help to discover your location.
Yeah, and also, he was about to headshot, and then he wraps around
walks
the
right
corner.
around the wall. It's
That's
Valorant timing in a nutshell.
one of the worst feelings that the game can give you.
And if it's just kind of seeing a replay here, we're going to see that 2-pick out
Crazy
of Skies.
shots from Skies.
That's the one, and he's facing 2 enemies, and he ends up getting Aston at that, which is still amazing to get that kind of worth out of that op. Seeing a little bit more of a split play here, a couple towards mid, but mostly towards B again. I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Superman finding that pick on Skelesis from Library. Daimyo looking for that Sova recon dart.
Trying to peek out with the op, but still 2 picks down. There's a third one out of Daimyo. Skies with that, another Steel Garden going to come out. Daimyo, oh, he's going to sit there with a shorty.
The Steel
He's just
Garden,
waiting.
you would not expect that.
Nobody would. Except for Kaz. Except for Kaz, apparently. But regardless, 3v2 situation. And a shorty is going to be able to find one.
And the
He's gonna
bomb's
start
not
the
planted for
defuse.
Cause.
And Master able to get the pick onto Kaz, FPS. That is going to secure Boise State the 6th round for them. All they need is to win this out. They can put themselves onto a 9-3 half.
Yeah, and 9-3 is kind of getting up there. You're really only a pistol round away from winning, because then that sets you up for 11 to 3.
Yep.
Absolutely just wicked score line to have.
And then from there, you just have to fight a couple. You have to fight the 1 rifle round out of Utah after that. But I think that with their arsenal of utils here, they could absolutely do that. We also still haven't seen the Astral Divide here.
Yeah, it hasn't been needed.
It hasn't. Oh, what a pick out of Skies, though. They're going to be seeing a real good push here out of B. That's still 2 picks, though, early. Daimyo getting 1.
This guy's just looking to see if his op can fish in another kill.
One enemy remaining.
And there it does.
B.
Pause with another. Out comes the saturate.
TP's away. Kaz now just playing picks, able to get 1 onto Skelesis. But Boise State has Spike. In great position here. Daimyo might be able to just walk up onto this one. Not quite. Still gets enough information, though, to bait him out and play out this time, because all they have to do is wait another 50 seconds.
Yeah, and after getting those kills, the Broncos are thinking maybe we should back off and stop running at him. Let's just play to our advantage, stand here, do nothing, and win.
Hold the high-low, especially with an op there in the hands of Skies. Gets the information, and the kill out of Kaz.
But Skies did use the convergent paths, not fully knowing if Kaz was able to get that 1v1.
I really don't think that will be too much of a detriment to Boise State here. They still have those last 2 ults that they saved from the previous round, Dimensional Drift and Cosmic Divide.
And what's crazy is Skies hit that ult maybe 2 rounds ago.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I'm like, they got that really quickly.
Yeah. I think what we're seeing is the Utes can't really deal with this operator. They have the utility for it. It's just the way that they're playing is kind of in Disguise's hand.
Sword of Force coming out again. He's going to be looking towards B, just waiting for a pick and an overcommit. But I don't think Boise State is going to be able to. We're going to be wanting to walk into that one. Master just trying to get some info here towards mid. Sovadrone is going to be able to do just that.
And with locations noted, the Broncos regress to the locations that they so desire. I'm in a bit of a tricky spot as Aston is able to win that gunfight.
Still being a really slow round here. They're starting to trickle towards B. Still holding with that op, that tour de force. Now they're going to be starting to peek towards their own. Superman holding that heaven, I believe, with another op of his own. Can't quite tell. I can just see him.
Yes.
I just see him ADSing, and I think to myself, that
They
looks
both
dangerous.
have ops.
Very
So,
dangerous.
Very, very tricky situation. Skies just clicking heads. And the Utes
30 seconds left.
are now finally deciding where they want to hit, but Master has his setup here.
Gets the setup, gets the flashes, and plenty of information made. Plenty of rotates quick. Skelos is able to get one on D11.
A.
And Master able to get Acid, and now it's just down to a 2v4 situation, both towards main. Superman just holding with that op, and a pick onto on
10
stage
seconds
is going
left.
to be the play. All they have to do is wait out the time here. There is nothing that they can do for Plant. Just trying to get that op out of their hands is going to be Skies, op v op.
Don't miss me.
We're seeing who's better.
And yeah,
Round
the
in the half.
the op has just really been a problem for the Utes. And usually the way you deal with an op is you throw a flash, but they
10
can't do that
seconds
because they have all they have is the arc rose, which is very avoidable. Or you pop the Sova drone, scan him, and then swing in one tap, which is the riskier method. And as you've seen, it really hasn't been working for the Utes. So
No, Skies has been getting some great value out of that op, going 12 and 6, 2.0 KD on this map, especially just in the first half of this game. Still looking to go towards that one. Recongadar is going to get pinged on mid. Some information out for Boise State.
and he really only got that op during the last 6 rounds. Master taking that fight with Superman and Daimyo caught with utility in his hand.
Great pick out of Skies.
And that brings the round
Spike
back
planted.
to a more of a winnable situation. The Utes are probably looking to use the Hunter's Fury as this is the last round. Skies on the Odin, switching out from that operator.
Slowing them down.
Can't quite see this. Flash might not be used. Some sprays come out. How does that not hit on stage? It hits him about half health. Still in a 2v3 situation here, looking for picks. Not going to happen. Aston able to get cause. And with low health and not that much time left to defuse, Boise State are looking to just have to give up this round.
Yeah, Sky's just looking to maybe pat his KD a little bit.
Maybe, but it is baiting the Hunter's Fury ult out, so they won't be able to have it. Oh wait, no.
That is the last round
That is
in
the
the
last
half.
round. I got cups. I got so caught up with the momentum and how we're going. I keep forgetting halfway point comes this quick.
Yeah, it really did come fast this game, and something we didn't see was that Astral Divide
Yes.
ever popped. I think the reason is because when the Hunter's Fury is up, it's hard to justify placing it because, you know, they just Hunter's Fury you on the bomb anyways.
Yeah, especially when you know where that bomb is going to be planted. But now we move on to the defensive side, the more favored side for Utah, as we were looking at for this broadcast.
Yeah.
So now we get to see how Utah gets such a high win percentage on defense and see what they can do against Boise State.
Is it just the way they play it, or is it maybe the compositions that they play? Because that is what I'm looking at. Master leading the charge here. Option to grab that ult orb. Out comes the fake out, and it's immediately
they know
fallen
one's
for.
They don't know the second is. Skelos with a good pick. Able to level that one out, but Aston doesn't get picked out for any damage.